If gaining more subscribers is the way to get more money on OnlyFans, why are you not making more money even though you're bringing more subscribers? If going viral in social media means that you're going to be bringing more subscribers to your OnlyFans account, why do they get inside the account but they don't spend? If having a big amount of daily flow of subscribers inside your OF account means that your growth and your income will increase, why are you still at the same level? There's a reason for this. Subscribers are the ones that should be bringing the most amount of money, okay? You shouldn't be making money from your subscriptions, but it should be 80% messages and tips, 20% subscriptions. If you don't have this amount of money coming in from subscriptions, then that means that you have a problem, okay? Not on your funnel, not on the way you've been doing things to bring those subscribers, but what happens after they subscribe to the account. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you different ideas, different tips that I think will really help you out on your OF account. The main problem that I see with a lot of OnlyFans creators is that you guys don't see that this is not a hobby, right? This is a business. And in order to make money, you have to treat it as a business, not as a hobby. It's exactly the same as it happened to me, right? For example, years ago, I used to be fat, I used to be chubbier, and the main reason for it was because I was taking the gym and I was taking doing any type of sport as a hobby instead of taking it as something serious. So the moment you change and you start to take it seriously is when you're gonna start to seeing the growth you're looking for. Now, churn is one of those terms that are super important in this business. The churn rate is going to be the amount of people that unsubscribe after being subscribed for X amount of time. The goal is to have the less amount of churn rate. For example, if you get 500 subscribers every single month and you have a churn rate of 50%, that means that you're going to be getting only 250 that are going to be staying. The other 250 are just going to leave you, are just going to unsubscribe. How do you maintain? How do you make them try? How do you make them want to stay? It's more simple than you think. Firstly, do you have a welcome message, an automated welcome message where you tell them, hello guys, this is Haley, this is Jenna. This is just a welcome message. Thanks for subscribing to my account and I hope you have a good one. Or sending them, for example, a welcome video. A welcome video is going to be always better because it's more interactive. The percentage of people that are going to engage with that video and that are going to reply is way higher. I don't mean a PPV, I don't mean something like that. I mean a welcome video where you're just telling, hello guys, this is Jenna, this is my OF account. Thanks a lot for subscribing and I hope you like the content that you have here. And if you add, for example, another CTA, another call to action, we saw that on the previous video. If you want to check it out, just go to my profile. If you add something like, if it's your first time on OnlyFans, make sure to check the pinned post inside my feed to get an idea of how my account works. And for example, having a pinned post where you kind of explain if you have a menu, what's that menu about, the way that you work, right? Like for example, maybe you don't send PPVs and you prefer one-to-one conversation, that type of stuff, right? Now, by doing this, you're already setting up the right expectations. Think about it. A lot of guys get inside OnlyFans and subscribe to different creators, not only one, but multiple ones. And you are competing with a lot of people. So the churn rate obviously is going to be high unless you set up these different things. A welcome message, a welcome video, a pinned post, a way to set up the expectation of what they are going to be seeing in your account, what type of content they are going to be receiving. If you do this right, I promise you, you're going to have less churn rate than other competitors. Another way is by adding habit-forming actions. So for example, letting them know that every single Friday they can choose between a teasing video or, for example, a solo video. And then they just have to tip and they will get that. Or for example, on Mondays, Tuesdays, playing roulette where they can get something. I'm not a huge fan of those, to be honest with you, but I do think that sending a PPV to certain amount of subscribers, I'm not talking about Waynes, I'm not talking about the guys that you have a relationship with, I'm talking about the ones that are not spending, that have been following or have been subscribed for 25 days but haven't spent anything. So for those ones, you can send a PPV and try to get some engagement on their side. This is super basic, that's why I didn't mention it, but are you sending every single day messages to start a relationship with them? Or are you just sending PPVs all the time? Because they are already getting this from 9 out of the 10 other girls that they are subscribed to. So it's very important that you're doing your job right, that you're focusing on developing a relationship with those guys. At the end of the day, not every single subscriber is going to be the same. There's going to be guys that want to see a lot of PPVs, and then there's going to be guys that prefer to establish a more psychological relationship with you, right? You have to really be very mature when it comes to emotional intelligence in order to understand that these subscribers are here for a reason and what's the reason behind that. Apart from that, something that really works very well is letting them know that if they subscribe for another month, they will get something. They will get a bonus, they will get an extra. You could play, for example, if you subscribe another month, I will give you a discount for the next 3 months, right? And they can get a bundle instead of having to pay the full price. Another one that some people like to do is sending a free gift. That really depends on your strategy, right? It's not going to be the same if you're a girl next door type of creator than a girl that's sending a lot of PPVs every single week, for example. So it depends. Maybe you don't want to show any nudity, maybe you want to. I don't care. The thing is, that's one of the strategies that people use and that actually works. We've used it in our agency and the churn rate has been lower due to it. But if there's one thing that I think is gonna shine above everything else, it's gonna be how you treat the subscribers. If you're giving value by posting on the feed, okay? If every time they have a conversation with you, it's gonna be fun. It's like a moment where they just distract themselves from real life and they can have a conversation with someone that's gonna kind of cheer them up. If you're able to grow those relationships, if you're able to make them feel in a certain way that other creators are not able to do, then the churn rate is going to be super low. Because yes, the things that I mentioned, like for example, the sending a free gift if they subscribe another month, the welcome message, the pin post, those work and those are going to help. But the main point is, are you making them feel different? Are you listening to them? Are you being the person that they want to have a conversation with? That's what you have to have in mind. A lot of agencies just have very poor psychological training on their chatters. A lot of agencies don't have the best interest of the model in mind. They just want quick money. In our agency, we have a completely different approach. We focus on building a relationship, on building rapport with that subscriber, on understanding where are they from, what things are they into, do they have a dog that's called Jeremy and that once slept outside when it was snowing? The little experiences, the little things that they tell you, those are the things that we need to have in mind and that most agencies don't have in mind. Because then you can create a relationship. Then you can tell the subscriber, hey, today I was going for a walk and I saw a dog that reminded me of yours, but I don't know if this one slept outside when it was snowing. And then he's gonna be like, oh, so she remembers. I'm not another subscriber. So now you know. If you want your subscribers to stay with you for the longest, if you want your churn rate to go super low, and if you want to make the most amount of money, you know what to do.